Shalom Akim. First off, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, coming at you with this truth. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone.
Much love and respect to you brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth. To the hopeful elect, the Akim, all right, the brotherhood. All right, it's me, Yabatazah, back with the brother Izar over here in Midland, Texas. All right, as usual, we want to let the Negro, Latinos, and Native American Indians know that you are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. All right, as the brother said, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, because those are the ones, starting with Elder Tahar, that came out of One West, you know, that all the other different camps, IUIC, ISUPK, GOCC, they all learned under those men of old, man. All right, so Elder Tahar is carrying on that same tradition that he learned from his teachers. So that's why we give double honors, and it's very important in your introduction that you give double honor. Why? Because it's required of a man of the Lord that doing the work in the scriptures, man, in the book of Timothy. So, America, you know, we're prophesying against America and through the four corners of the earth where Esau governs the whole earth. All right, letting them know that according to the Bible, they are known as the Babylonians or Babylon or Egypt. Okay, spiritually known as Babylon and Egypt. Okay, and that they're going to be destroyed. America will be destroyed. All right, because America is a landmass, and that was just given a name. All right, which in the Spanish is amargo, which means bitter, because this landmass was named after Amerigo Vespucci. Okay, an Italian scholar. All right, and this place will be destroyed. Why? Because there's bloodshed upon this place. All right, so the brother got 2nd Esdras 8 and 50 lined up. We're going to start off with that.
This is 2nd Esdras 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to him that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
Right, so many great miseries shall be upon this place, man. Many great miseries shall be upon this place. And if you already see all the different tension rising up. Like here being in Midland, nobody gives a fuck out here, man. The way they drive, you know what I'm saying? The cities down, it's desolate. The roads look like crap. Got potholes everywhere. You know, not too long ago, somebody got blasted at a 7-Eleven, man. Got murdered over there, man. You know, this is nothing compared to what's coming, but this is a foreshadowing of it escalating to that point. Great miseries. And when, just for example, Midland, if the oil shit falls out here in this little town, all these people out here that think they got big money, this, that, and the third, they're gonna be hurting, man. You're gonna be hurting big time. You ain't gonna know how to function. You ain't gonna know how to do a damn thing because you always dependent on that American dollar, man. All right, that Federal Reserve note that had no value. All right, go ahead, read that again.
For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world.
For many great miseries shall be done unto them. All right, for them that what? That dwell?
For them, in the latter time them shall dwell in the world.
Stop reading it one more time again.
For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world.
In the latter time that shall dwell in the world. And we're in that latter time. We're in the end of days, man. Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly call God and Jesus, is about to return, man. Did he not tell us that you shall be visited by certain things, and that's how you be able to measure and discern the times? If you look out anywhere in the world, that's what's going on, man. Murder, death, robbery. All right, all types of scandals. You got scandals going on even within the White House. Those people that are supposed to be our leaders protecting us, they're damn corruptors, man. They're wicked. You got people in the churches that are wicked as hell, man. You know? Everywhere you look, there's straight scandal and mischief and wickedness, man. All right? Before you go any further, we bring this one out. This is in the book of Job, verse 13, verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies. You are all physicians of no value. All right? Just like Esau, he puts out this Federal Reserve note. It's of no value, man. You know what true wealth And true riches is your health, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that comes from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? These are y'all are forgers of lies, man. Y'all forge up lies, and people are so simple they run after them things, man. The scriptures say the wicked give heed unto false lips. Okay? But not the elect. The elect are gonna believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They're gonna believe in the word that you people mock and scoff at as known as the Bible, which in the Greek biblios, which means books. That's what these are, man. Different books that are written, parchments, epistles, letters, man, that were written to us for our learning in the last days, man. Okay, let me read that again. Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. America is of no value. This place was set up to be our prison house, man. For our iniquity, for our rebellion. That's why you see the Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian man at the bottom of the barrel. And if he comes up, it's because he's sold out. And there's many scriptures and examples to prove an Israelite selling out, man. The primary one that if anybody has any type of knowledge of regarding the Bible, you would know about Judas Iscariot that betrayed the Savior for 30 shekels of silver, man. And after that, he knew he was cut to the heart, that he went and tried to return it, but it was already done. You know, the deed was done, and what did he do? He went and hung himself, man. That's what you people are doing. Y'all don't even know that y'all prepped y'all's own noose. Y'all are all sitting and standing upon y'all's own gallows, man. All right, read it one more time. Second Ezra, call it out again.
Second Ezra, chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world.
Many great miseries shall be done unto you that dwell in the latter days, man. And we can get into different scenarios and things of that nature, if the Lord permits. But the miseries are gonna be death, bloodshed, rape. You know, that's what's coming, man. People, cannibalism. You know what I'm saying? Starvation, hunger, thirst. A famine's coming, man. And the famine, the most important famine that you people should be worried about is hearing of the word. That's coming too. There's gonna come a point where you ain't gonna be seeing us out here no more. That's when we're gonna start being able to rest and ultimately depending on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's mercy in that time, man. That's when our faith really has to kick in. Whenever we're being faced, we're seeing people die, their heads being blown off, kids being raped, kids being ripped apart by animals. We're gonna have to keep our sanity in them times. The only way we're gonna be able to keep that sanity is by the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai being honest, man. We're gonna see who's really Yahweh Shai's people in that time, the elect. Because the Lord said we're gonna be protected in that time. But great misery is coming in the latter days, man. Go ahead.
Because they have walked in great pride.
Because you have walked in great pride, man. Pride is hateful before the Most High and men. Let me go ahead and bring that out. All right. Pride is also one of the 7 abominable things that the Most High hates. Okay. This is in the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 7. It says, pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. And we know that the wages of sin is death. That's what iniquity is, sin. Okay? Let me bring one other one out real quick. This is let's see. Yeah, but the Most High, like I was saying in the book of Proverbs, it says that the one of the abominable things that the Most High hates is pride. Okay, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 8. It says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." That's why it's very important to listen to the instructions of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and actually ingest what he's trying to tell you, what is able to save you. Because the Most High ain't down with the mighty men. The Most High ain't down with the a proud man. All right, an arrogant, stuck-up type person. The Most High is about humbleness, meaning that you gotta protect yourself. Don't get me wrong, because we living in a place of nothing but snakes and wolves and lions and things of that nature, scorpions. All right, crabs and lobsters that will devour you. But at the same time, you have to show that humbleness and that love within the Akim. All right, the scriptures say, love working no ill towards his neighbor. Okay, which if you people knew that we truly weren't your enemy. All right, but you made it to be that way because you hated the prophet that rebuked in the gate. All right, so I'm gonna read that one more time. Sirach 11. Sirach or 2nd Esdras 15 and 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. You see, meaning they're going to be invading one another, man. You got these doomsday preppers. They got their house all souped up. It's like in the movie Purge, the first Purge, the movie that came out, when that man he would seal up his home. Right, when they sound that when they knew the purge was continuing, it said let the purge commence, and then he would hit a switch, and this force or these big ass shields of metal would seal up the windows and the shit like that. Yeah. Right, that shit ain't gonna help you, man. That shit, because look in that movie as an example, they came in with like bulldozers, they came in with all kinds of shit, if I'm not mistaken. They came in with something, but they're gonna just like when we're at a job. We're faced with an obstacle that we don't know how to do it. We're like, you know what? Just call a backhoe and get a choke strap, put that fucking choke that pipe up, and just pull that shit out. Or if there's like a big ass root right in the way and you can't cut through it, they're gonna call for reinforcement. They're gonna call a backhoe, and the backhoe's we're gonna strap up a chain or a choke strap from the fucking the backhoe up to that root, and it's gonna pull it out, man. You can't save yourself, doomsday preppers, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because men are going to be invading one another, tearing down your houses, taking your resources that you have stored up. That shit's not all you doing all that stuff in vain, man. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor and shall destroy their houses with the sword. You see? And the sword comes in many forms, man. It's not just a man holding up a fucking samurai sword. Right. All right, some type of caliber type sword. All right, this is a figure of speech because anything could be used as a sword. A vehicle can be used as a sword. It can be as an instrument of death. Run your ass over. Run through a building, a house, just to get into that place. You know. It says, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and of great tribulation. Just like I said earlier, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, that famine, man. No food, no water. People are going to be going berserk, bugging out. Because nobody knows what it is to fully feel what it is to be hungry or thirsty. Now that's why it's important, like I've said, it's important to listen to the instructions of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Because he tells us to fast. He tells us to be meek. And the reason he tells us to fast, because he's building their spirit up and breaking down the flesh. Because when we get into these scenarios that we're reading about, that's what you're going to be ready for that time. You're going to know what it feels like to be thirsty. You're going to know what it feels like to not have food in your belly. Right. You know? These people, they don't know what it is. You know? And there's people out here that don't eat. All they thrive on is beer, alcohol. They're like, oh man, I don't need that. I don't need no food. But you need beer. Beer has yeast in it. You know what I'm saying? And them motherfuckers don't got beer, that they'll drop dead like that quick. I see motherfuckers they'll start sweating immediately when they don't got that beer, when they don't got that fix. But a man of the Lord that's fasting, that's rehearsing these things, he's gonna be well prepared, man. That's the importance of these things, man. And it's also to break down strongholds within ourselves that we struggle with, you know, demonic spirits and things of that nature. Right. You know what I'm saying? But it's also to help us in the latter times, man. All right, because it's gonna be a lack of bread. All right, and for great tribulation. All right. So, that one I was reading, and Sirach 10:7, it says, "Pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity." All right. So that's what it is. The brother's gonna continue reading.
Real quick, they want you to have pride. They want you to have that pride, right? Whenever you go to work, what do they tell you? Right? Take pride in your work. Whenever you listen to these Americans, what do they always tell you? Right? They're so proud of America, right? All these pride is gonna get you destroyed, man. You're gonna get destroyed. Simple as that.
That's right. And this is Proverbs 6:16. "These 6 things that the Lord Yahweh hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift and running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren." All right. So those are the 6 abominable things that the Most High hates, and it's a proud look. Okay, as the brother said, that's how Americans are, man. The westernized culture is of great pride, man. All right, these Occidentals, but they don't even know that being called an Occidental is an nomen. It means a name fulfillment, because that word Occidental means going down. All right, where Esau has set his nest, or not his nest, but his throne, is on the congregation of the north. Here in North America, the Western Hemisphere. All right, Occidental means going down. So that's a name fulfillment, man. An omen nomen. And I was going to do a lesson on that, Lord, and I'll still do it. It's going to be like a quick hit, because you got your Occidentals and you got your Oriental. The Israelites, we are Oriental because we rehearse and go back to that other part of that land over there in Jerusalem, Israel. That's considered Oriental. All that region over there. Over here is considered Occidental. Okay? Which that name means going down. Oriental means rising up. Guess what? We're rising up. Yasha'Allah, Kwam Yasha'Allah means rise up Israel. Alright? Kwambaya, the Kumbaya means rise up. Okay? So all these things are coming to pass, man. Now if you ain't being observant, you ain't really being in tune in the spirit, then yeah, you ain't gonna see it. You're gonna be like, oh, this is what life is. This is part of life. Death is part of life. Robbery, you know. No, this is not life, man. Life is to be at peace. Life is to actually live, man. To not have to lock your door at night. Okay. To not have to look at somebody sideways and be like, man, motherfucker, trying to overthrow me. Is he trying to take my job? You know what I'm saying? Like that's not life, man. That's not living. Or worrying about your female, is she committing adultery? Who's she talking to on that phone? You know? This is hell. This place is hell, man. All right, the word hell means grave, but this is where you suffer, man. And these bodies, the chains of darkness. All right? But that's why the importance of fasting is to break down these things. And to stay in tune in the scriptures with the brotherhood, the Akim, because if that's the only way, man. The brotherhood is a large spectrum of you receiving salvation that has to be fulfilled. It's more than just doing the work and reading. Because whenever all hell breaks through, these people, they think they're gonna hold on to their families, their kids. Look what they're doing over here with the Issacharites, man, at the border. You know what I'm saying? They're stripping their kids from them. Now they're putting up segments of a child being reunited with his mother. That's fucked up, man. Like, if we're supposed to be happy about that. They're showing you, Donald Trump did that to show you that he can do it. That they can do that. All right? And they are going to, it's not going to stop. All right? They got the FEMA camps. They got all these things set up in place and ready to be used, man. Everything is just reaching its toll. It's coming to its peak. All right? Like I said, all these things, you look out, this is just a foreshadowing of what's to come and of Yahweh Shai visiting this place. Okay? You got something? Okay. Go ahead. Yep.
Second Ezra chapter 8, verse 51. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee.
Right. So seek out the glory as unto thee, because the brotherhood is all we got. In the midst of all these great miseries, being in this hell and the captivity in great Babylon, America, this is all we have, man. Yeah, you have your wife, you have your children, you know what I'm saying? But you have to come to a realization that they might not make it. That you might not make it. So if you have that fear, you have that understanding, you're gonna be doing what is important, that what's gonna scriptures say, calling and make your calling and election sure. And the way you make your calling and election sure is by doing the work, by fulfilling the spectrum of what Yahweh Shema Shai is required of one. All right? Because things are coming, things are going to happen, man. Where us ourselves are going to be tried and tested. It's not just the 2/3, even us. Let me bring out this one. And 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 12. Then were you know what? Hold that and bring 2nd Ezra 7 and 12. All right, let the brother read it. Okay.
2nd Ezra 7, verse 12. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful.
And that's for everybody. Even when we came out of our mother's womb, we were faced with the evils, man. Okay? And still to this very day, even us as Akim, all right, we claim that Yahweh Shema Shai is with us, but we still faced with trials and tribulations.
Right.
But because we understand the scriptures, we understand why we were even going through them before we came into the truth. Once you come into the truth, you understand why you're going through that shit before coming into the truth. Because the curses are placed upon us. These people don't understand that. You know? They still, to this very day, they question, why is this happening to me? Why does this keep happening to me? Yeah, they may have money, you know what I'm saying, but they still feel shit. They still go through certain things that they don't have an answer to. But they don't seek that answer. It's like we read in just a while ago, the brother read in 2nd Ezra 8, it said, seek out those that are like unto thee. All right, seek out that glory. But when you seek those in the scriptures, they're gonna tell you what it is. All right, why you face these things. They're gonna give you the answer, and it's gonna bring a whole different meaning and understanding in a visual of what life is, the so-called life here in America, man, and the one that's to come. All right, but the brothers we're gonna prove a point here in 2nd Ezra. Go ahead.
For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure.
The entrance of the elder world, talking about the ancient times, were wide and sure. But as time progressed, it got more wicked, more evil. So that door that became more narrow. All right, just like when Adam and Eve went off, what happened? He cast them out from the tree of life, right? And said that at least they eat of this tree and they have eternal life basically. But he casted them out of the Garden of Eden over into the land of the Chaldeans, the land of Ur. Okay, where Abraham eventually came out, and they went all the way back up to where they originally started. All right, which is that tree of life is his wisdom. Okay, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, the Holy Spirit, Yahweh Shai. Okay, so back then the ways of life were wide and sure, but because of sin and iniquity, it made things more narrow, more difficult. Go ahead.
And brought immortal fruit. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid upon for them. Now therefore, why disquietest that thou thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man? And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal? Why hast thou not considered in thy mind these things that is to come, rather than that which is present? Then answered I and said, O Lord, that bearest rule, thou hast ordained in thy law that the righteous should inherit these things, but that the ungodly should perish.
Right, so the ungodly are going to perish. Why? Because they didn't meet the criteria. They didn't fulfill the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushua that was required of them. So how will they receive that which is laid up for them? You're not going to receive good for bad, man. You know, that's why the Lord said, woe unto you that call good evil and evil good. There's a separation between those two. And there's a reward, different reward for each of them. You see what I'm saying? So the reward that we're chasing is the kingdom. Is to have that immortality and that immortal fruit, which is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, to have it 360 degrees as King Solomon. To be fully accessible to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because right now it's partial. Alright? It's partial right now. Though we have the full understanding, we're still partial. Because we're still in this body. We still go off. Alright? But we're still striving to that destination, unlike these other people, man. Right. That's the separation. They ain't doing nothing about it. And if they are, they claim they are, they're going a whole different path. They're not going the path of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That is a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah, man. That his name is Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, or his father's name is Yahweh. Right. They're following Jesus Christ, God, Yahweh, whatever other name they got out there, man. You know, Dios. All right. Those are not his names, man. Okay? Go ahead, read that part one more time. Start it.
For the entrances of the elder world were made wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit. If they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things.
If those that live and labor,
these straight and vain things, right? The straight means the difficult and vain things. Go ahead. They can never receive those that are laid up for them.
They can never receive those that are laid up for them, man. Okay? So their laboring is in vain because they're not truly seeking Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right? They're not going to receive the kingdom. All right? Go ahead.
Now therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man? And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal? Why hast thou not considered in thy mind these things is to come?
Why haven't you considered these things in your mind, that the things that are to come?
Right.
These great miseries. All right? But also we're living in beautiful times too, because we're seeing the awakening of Israel. We're seeing the power and the working of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Right.
We're seeing the prophecies being fulfilled. The mark of the beast is getting more publication, you know, out there in the so-called, in the internet. It's not hitting mainstream news, but in the underground news, people are speaking about it. People are actually getting implanted with the RFID chip, man.
Right.
We're living in beautiful times as well. Okay, that's why the Most High is drawing out the elect, because he's seeking those as we are seeking those as well. We're seeking the brothers. He's seeking his children. Okay? Because we know that destruction is coming, man. We know the third world's war is coming. We know that the third world that your Revelation speaks about is about to be fulfilled, man. Okay? Go ahead.
Why hast thou not considered in thy mind these things that is to come, rather than that which is present?
Rather than that which is present. Get your ass out, get your head out your ass, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Lift up your eyes. The scriptures say when you see your redemption draw nigh, lift up your eyes to the heavens, man. Everybody's still fixed right here, carnal. That's why the Most High is liking these people as to being carnal, man.
Right.
Meaning of the flesh.
Right. These prideful people out here, man. Mm-hmm. Right? Running after the lusts, looking at women, walking up and down the streets. You know, like we were saying, basically be with those that are like you, right? And you see these prideful Americans with their prideful American friends.
That's right. And then and like I was saying, that pride's gonna fall, man. All right, when they start seeing these great perils that come to pass, the destructions, these people are gonna really hurt, man. They're no longer gonna start feeling that being, you know, thinking they're hot shots.
Right.
You know, they're gonna turn into a different man. They're gonna turn into a beast. They're gonna be hungry. They're gonna want blood. All right. They're not gonna be trying to act like they're civil. They're gonna turn into an animal, man. All right, which is that's not pride. That's just straight corruption. That's straight demonic. Because right now in their minds, these demonic spirits got them at that level of pride. Whether it be, you know, money, a job, a woman, a car, you know, like I said. Read that last part again. That was right.
What hast thou not considered?
Yeah, right here.
Now therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man? And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal?
Keep going.
Why hast thou not considered in thy mind these things that is to come, rather than that which is present?
But rather than that which is present, because their minds and their eyes are fixed on what they see. They don't have that faith, because faith is without seeing, man. So their eyes are fixed on the flesh, on the carnal things, which carnality will get you killed, man. According to Romans chapter 8. Go ahead.
Then answered I and said,
What was that, man?
Y'all know what I read?
What was you
I was
reading?
like angels and stuff. It said that whenever you see a feather, that an angel comes in.
Oh, really? Well, real quick, let me tell you something.
one right there by y'all?
I got you. Let me let you know something. You're a so-called Negro, right? So-called Negro? A Negro. African American. Right? Oh, you come from this tribe right here, the tribe of Judah. You know what I'm saying? Negro in Spanish means black. You're not black, you're brown. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just letting you know, because that's my job, is to let you know who the 12 tribes
My
of Israel.
in-laws are Hispanic.
Oh yeah? Okay. That's cool. So I'm letting you know that you come from the tribe of Judah.
All right.
All right.
That's what's up.
So, go ahead and read that again, or go to the next verse.
Then answered I and said, O Lord, that bearest rule, thou hast ordained in thy law that the righteous should inherit these things.
The Lord has ordained it in His law that the righteous shall obtain these things. So that's a straight cut to those people that preach in the church that everybody's going to receive salvation. The wicked are not going to inherit these things, man. They're going to inherit worms and dirt and being stomped in the mud. That's what they're going to inherit, man. Worms and gnashing of teeth. Ultimately, that fire. Okay? And then real quick, when I say something, man, it just, you know, this Judite woman walked up. You know, I just smelled straight up alcohol on her, man. That's what America does, man. So-called white man Esau, he destroys our people, man. Right. The Negro Latinos and Native American Indians are what? Drunks, drug addicts, you know, homosexuals, and they're the biggest and baddest ones of all that wickedness, man. Because the scriptures say that we have surpassed the wicked. We have surpassed the ways of the wicked, man. You know, right. And it's just sad seeing, you know, our people in a low state, you know, and then they try to be humble, but they're lost, man.